1 a.m. live stream. I've just posted a whole bunch of videos, I guess YouTube shorts, talking about some of my Masonic items that I love and the stories behind them, which is really, really cool and a lot of fun. So please check those things out. In the meantime, take a moment, hit that like and subscribe button. My stuff is acting weird here. Let me know how it's going. If there's anything you want to chat about, anything you want to talk about, these 1 a.m. streams are just to hang out and chill out and relax streams. So that is what we're going to do. Tomorrow, I think what I'm going to do is go over the items I've already talked about on the shorts and kind of go through them once again a little bit in a little bit more detail, or maybe not more detail, but just the stuff I've already shown on the shorts, go over them once again so people can find them on my live stream. Hello, Ryan. How's it going? I hope that you are doing well. By the way, I mean to ask you, did you ever come across or actually the see the garbage can outside? If not, maybe check it out tomorrow if you're going to be at Coffee Club. It's just kind of a cool thing to see. I know it seems weird to say, did you see a garbage can? But as someone who worked hard to get that garbage can in there, I was very happy to see it. Not just me, other people worked hard as well. Yes, in front by the bus stop. I actually don't even know when it was installed. I think as of at least a month ago, I didn't see it. So um, the fact that it's there now makes me quite happy. Yeah, like I said, it's nothing. It seems weird saying go check out a garbage can, but it's cool. And it's also one of those garbage cans that has the special type of lid on it, so you can't do large dumping, so people can't just dump their house trash in it or anything like that, which does happen to some of these garbage cans sometimes. So how is it going for you though? I hope that you are doing well. How's it going, Texas? I hope you're doing well also. Let's give it a few minutes. Let's see who joins. As always, please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know if there's anything that you want to talk about when it comes to Freemasonry. Positive, negative, or neutral. Don't have to have any specific topics for these 1 a.m. streams, but we'll give it a bit of time. We'll see who joins, and we'll go from there. Welcome. If you're just joining us, please jump in the chat, say hello. Actually, I should put that in the chat at some point. Thank you. Yeah, no, I enjoyed sharing those shorts. I hope that you guys will check them all out when you get the chance. It's fun to go on and do some YouTube shorts and talk about some of these things, you know? And just celebrate the fact that we have these pretty incredible Masonic coins, pins, frisbees, whatever else you want to call them, you know? So, all right, let's see if I can just find it this way. Thank you, Ryan. I hope that you hit the like button on some of those, and I hope that you maybe shared them with some people and all that good jazz would be very, very much appreciated. I'm trying to figure out if I can get on the chat. For some reason, it's being kind of funky or challenging at the moment. Let's see what I can do here. I think tomorrow I'll show those items once again on the stream, just as a way to maybe show something even, you know, give people who haven't seen them perhaps the chance to check them out in advance. Yeah, the magic frisbee. People seem to really like that frisbee. Do I still have it or did I put it back already? Maybe I still have it on me. If I do, I'll see if I can't track it down. Give me 1 second. All right, here it is. People seem to like that. It's quite fun. All right, so let's give it a few minutes. Let's see who joins and who wants to chat about Freemasonry. Positive, negative, neutral. Any thoughts you have, please let me know. Well, they do. I mean, they don't, I mean, define new, right? Like they make changes every year. Despite the fact that they're always saying that they don't ever make changes. They do, in fact, make changes. Like I said, pretty much every year. The extent how advanced or how much the changes take place is a little bit more of a question. But no, they do make changes every year. Sometimes it's to change the wording so it's a little bit more modern. Like there's a lot of different reasons why and how they will make the changes. Right? There's this famous myth in Freemasonry that it never changes. It changes for better or worse. Again, depending on how you want to view these things. For better or worse, it changes. But the changes are relatively, what's the word I would use? Relatively moderate. It's a word here and there as opposed to kind of overarching changes. Overarching changes, it'd be a lot harder to do, I think, than otherwise. Well, you would think that Masonic ritual would be etched in stone, but I mean, even stone changes over time, right? There's this idea that stone never changes, which is simply not the case. Stone and stones change all the time for better or worse, right? I mean, over time, even the strongest stone will find itself fading, find itself changing, find the shape of it changing. Nothing in life is permanent, and that's also a question I asked on a few different sites, right? If nothing in life is permanent, why are we so afraid within Freemasonry to potentially make changes, or risk doing things that might damage the craft when sooner or later everything changes? Why not take risks, You're not wrong. I mean, one of the biggest issues, Ryan, is exactly what you're saying. All it takes is money. Unfortunately, for a lot of Masonic lodges, they simply do not have the money to invest in some of these things, right? Even every Masonic building is kind of struggling, right? And if you don't have the money, then you can focus on dedication. Um, feel so bad about what? I mean, you shouldn't feel bad about anything. I'm not sure what that means, but I think every group organization struggles. You just kind of figure it out as you go, you know? Well, the building's not in decay. I mean, whoever's saying that is full of baloney. But the building could use a lot of work. And hopefully it'll get some of that work done that it needs. So it definitely, every building that's a heritage building um, requires work. But also, in any situation, there's a lot of naysayers who like to ring the alarm bells at everything, and you just kind of have to deal with that, right? It's one of those things, there's not much you can do um, about it. I've learned that it's best to ignore people because most people are um, not worth a bunch, you know. So don't be too quick to listen to the don't be too quick to listen to people in general. Having said that, obviously money is always a necessity. So, and that's true for every heritage. That's true for not just heritage buildings. That's true for modern buildings as well. Well, it needs upgradings. Just again, I don't know. I'm not involved. I'm outside of it. So we'll let the other people decide that stuff. But more in general terms, almost any Masonic building or just heritage building or building in general requires regular upkeep. And sometimes with a heritage building or an older building, the upkeep is more extensive or can be more expensive. I mean, there's a lot of those great buildings, right, that are Masonic. Detroit, which it has its own struggles. Windsor, but still Detroit's incredible. It had its struggles in the past. Famously, Jack White assisted them big time, which was awesome to see. Um, Philadelphia, which had its struggles. Uh, Bay City. I mean, there's so many. So, right. I mean, Chicago, Texas. There's a bunch of them. So, but Masonic buildings are in and of themselves. That's always going to be one of the more major challenges when it comes to Freemasonry. It's going to be the the buildings, and not exclusive, but oftentimes through history, you see that as being one of the major challenges in almost any Masonic organization, or just civic organizations in general, is the buildings which they operate. Thanks. I've got a bunch of really nice mementos. Good. I hope Jeremy's doing well. And I hope, once again, you are doing well also. And we're going to give it a bit of time. We're just going to see who joins and anything that you guys want to talk about. Please take a moment, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm hoping to get over 2,500 subs this week, so we'll see what we can do. But anything you guys want to talk about, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear it. Let me see. By the way, I mentioned it before. Awesome job at the Windsor Asian Night Market. It was a blast. Um, so thank you to, or congratulations to the city of Windsor on holding an absolutely awesome event. It's great to see our riverside and our riverfront being used for so many wonderful things so often over the summer. Generally, one of the best parts about living where I do is right out front, there is this riverfront. I get the beautiful view, and then on top of that, I get the absolutely beautiful and amazing events that take place at the riverfront. No, I don't take it as disrespectful. You're fine, Ryan. You're fine. I'm just saying there's always going to be a crisis. There's always going to be a thing happening. This isn't particular to any one building. This is just human nature. There's always a crisis. There's always some issue and some concern, right? If you let it make you feel bad, you're going to lose your mind. Um, right? And if you listen to too many people, you're gonna lose your mind about that as well. So try not to do either of those things, because most people, there's this famous expression in Stoicism. It's most people suffer more in imagination than in reality. And I think that's a very accurate and adequate phrase. And that usually is the case, right? In my experience, people very often are far more likely to suffer in their imaginations than reality. And oftentimes that comes from listening to people. So that's another thing, right? Because once you let people start talking to you, start listening to them, whatever nonsense they've got seeps into you as well. So just see what's happening. All right, let's give it a bit more time. Let's see if anybody else joins. This is going to be a relatively short stream, I think. Maybe we'll go for an hour or so. We'll be back tomorrow at my usual time. Well, the hardest part of the degrees is actually just, I shouldn't say just, the hardest part of the degrees is organizing the degrees. right? By far, that is the hardest part of the degrees, is being a worshipful master, or whomever it is, being the type of person being the person in charge of organizing the degrees. Those are absolutely very challenging, because it's like herding cats. And so many different Masons have different responsibilities within their life. The idea that they are going to, like, you just can't always rely on the Masons to show up. It's just really, really challenging and really, really hard. So the hardest part of the degrees is, without question, organizing the degrees. That's where the main challenge is. The easiest part, I mean, I suppose it's, well, if you don't have a part, it's just showing up, which is a part in and of itself. I mean, you should never underestimate the value and the importance of your presence. Right? I've said that a million times. This idea of, like, if you are a if you are a, what's the word I look for? If you are a Mason and you're thinking, I don't have anything to do when it comes to this degree, so I'm just not going to show up, just show up anyways. Look, it's the easiest thing to do in terms of your actual, you just have to sit there and watch it, but your presence will mean so much to the members and to everybody, especially to the candidate taking the degree. Like, your membership will, and the people taking the degree, it will mean so much to them to see a full lodge room, to see people in the lodge for them. Like, that's going to mean a lot, right? And if you are not willing to show up and just sit in the sidelines, then you're kind of doing a disservice to everybody. So just keep that in mind when and if you get afraid of, or you're thinking about not joining, not attending. It's the easiest thing you can do is just to be there, and it still is, beyond and incredibly helpful, and it makes the degree, and makes people taking the degree feel so much better to know that people actually care. So that is my advice to you, for what it is worth. We're just going to wait to see if anyone else jumps on the chat before I end this stream. And then, yeah, we'll start another stream tomorrow, if I get the chance. 1 p.m. And don't forget, on Friday, we've got our stream with Smokey the Clown, which should be a blast. That's going to be my personal YouTube channel. We'll be starting at starting at 12 p.m. And we'll go for a bit. I will be ending the stream probably around 6 o'clock, 5 or 6. So make sure you join before that. But it's something different. We're going to try something new. It should be a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. That is August 29th. So that would be Friday. Friday, August 29th at 12 p.m. But I do, once again, hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody will take a moment if they can. And please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Let me know how it's going, and if there is anything that you guys want to talk about, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear it. We'll give it, like I said, maybe half an hour more, and then we'll end this stream. I will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, my friend, I'll talk about this tomorrow, but a friend of mine, friend of the channel, Gerald Carlton, he has a YouTube channel that he just started. Maybe I inspired it, who knows, called Walls to Wonders. So that's kind of cool. Congratulations to him. I'm sure it's going to go great. I'm sure it's going to go very, very well. And if you get the chance, please subscribe to that channel. And if, as always, there is anything else you guys want to talk about, please let me know. I'm just going to give it a bit of time. I'm just going to see who jumps in the chat to say hello. Welcome. If you're just joining us, please jump in the chat, say hello, let me know how it's going, and if there is anything that you guys want to talk about. When it comes to Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear it. No worries. Well, first of all, that sounds delicious. Lobster and salted butter sounds like it's great. I mean, I love lobster. I think lobster is one of the best foods you can have, the best meals you can have. So I love seafood. I think I've said it a million times on this stream. One of the things I absolutely love is lobster. So I'm sure it's going to be delicious. In exciting news, it looks like Windsor is getting a new tunnel bus. Maybe. I just saw this article at the Windsor Star. As somebody who very much appreciated the previous tunnel bus, which is still in existence. It is still in existence until, I guess, August 31st. But there is a Windsor getting a new tunnel bus. A Toronto-based company is preparing to step in after Windsor City Hall voted to end the long-running tunnel bus service linking Windsor and Detroit. ABC Coach says it plans to begin operating cross-border buses through Detroit-Windsor Tunnel in early September, just days after Transit Windsor makes its final run. The company has not yet provided details about pickup locations or ticket sales and has not responded to requests for an on-camera interview. I don't have any more information than we're seeing online. Candidly, I've reached out to them because I think it's important that they have some communication with me. There's a couple of steps in order to cross the border from a security and payment perspective, but I have to hear from them. Okay, so we don't know if it's happening for sure, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because as I've said, very, very much love and adore the tunnel bus, and I would hate to see it not exist anymore. I'm sure it has. I got the COVID vaccine. I got like seven. I don't even know how many COVID vaccines shots I've taken. 4 or 5. I've got a list. I kept a list, obviously, of every time I got the shot. Um, but yeah, I got the COVID vaccine, so it's definitely been approved. I've got all my vaccines. I'm a big pro-vaccine guy. I think everybody who um, can get it should. I'm not a doctor, so always talk to your doctor, but I've always been a pro-vaccine fella. So I hope everybody will consider getting it if you get the chance. Obviously, talk to your doctor, all that jazz, all the things you say. You want to make sure you're talking to your doctor. But I think it's about protecting not just yourself, but those around you. And nothing is 100% guaranteed, nor should we expect everything to be 100% guaranteed. But I do believe that getting the vaccine is an important thing to do for yourself and for your brothers. So yeah, I was one of the first ones to get the vaccine. I remember when they came out with it and said, they had basically a public event where you just lined up, and if you got there in time, you got your vaccine. I got there. It was like 9 o'clock. They started. I arrived at like 7, which I remember thinking was early enough, and there was already a pretty decent lineup of people waiting to get it, so which made me happy. And I never had any side effects. I was very lucky. I know some people said when they got the vaccine it made them feel however it is. I never felt sick or ill when I got it, so. That's good. I'm happy that your taxes got reduced, Texas. That is probably a very good feeling. Um, Anytime your taxes get reduced, that's going to feel good, right? Anytime there's more money in your pocket, that's going to feel good. We're just giving a bit of time. See, I mean, once again, though, talking about it from a Masonic perspective, um, as I mentioned before, um, economics matter. So tax cuts, tax situations, medical bills, whatever the economics, uh, whatever the economics of yourself and of your life is, it is going to affect your ability to be. I was not aware of any tax cuts. I have to look into that. I mean, I'll always take and appreciate a tax cut. Don't get me wrong. So I will definitely look into that. And also making sure my Masonic brothers know about the tax cuts. So if they do have any issues themselves, they at least have somewhere to go or know where to go. Um, right. So again, if they're concerned about finances, maybe letting them know about the tax cuts is not such a bad thing. It might help make them recognize a little bit better some of the options available for them. Or they might have some money coming to them that they did not realize, or whatever it might be. like I said, I was not aware, of any tax cuts. But that definitely doesn't mean that there are not tax cuts coming, which I'm looking, or whatever it might be. I know there's lots of government programs. I always try to pay attention to those things. So again, it goes back to this idea of psychological first aid, which I talked about before. Like, I'm always trying to keep abreast of what type of government programs and services are available for people, um, and what type of social services programs, whether they be at the municipal or federal level, and making sure, therefore, that my brothers, if they need to know about them, know about them. So, for example, during COVID and during lockdowns, I tried to know about the government services available to help businesses make it through. I worked really hard on all that stuff. So, it's good to know, and it's good to know that information. So if a Mason or a Masonic brother is in trouble, you can let him know, right? That was one of the things we often talked about, um, in psychological first aid, which it's maybe the biggest thing about psychological first aid is making sure you have the information necessary and it's accurate to ensure that, people get the information they need. Um, Right? And the worst you can do is have false information or incorrect information. So somebody needs help and you send them to a place that cannot help them. That is going to make it very, very difficult to for for that person to trust you again, to trust others, to seek help. They're more likely to isolate. By the way, 65 days also until Halloween, so that's really cool. Um, let's keep our fingers crossed that it's going to be an excellent, excellent, excellent Halloween, as I'm sure it will be. If for no other reason, then there's been an incredible year for scary movies and horror movies. So I'm hoping that that keeps going. Right? The Weapons, The Long Walk. There's so many good horror movies coming out. It's incredible. And I hope everybody watching this is doing well. I'm just hanging out here, waiting to see if anybody jumps on to chat and what they want to talk about. Um, like I said, anything you guys want to chat about, let me know. But I'll probably end this stream relatively early, probably in another 20 minutes, if nobody else jumps on. But I do hope everybody is having a great night. I'm glad you got taught your sponsor. That's awesome. And anything anybody wants to chat about, though, jump in and let me know. There must be, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Knights. Oh God, I have no idea about that one, Ryan. I've never joined the military myself. I mean, I assume the advice I give is the same advice I give to anybody who wants to do anything that's challenging, which is believe in yourself, work hard, and try your best. And I believe that you can make it. But I have no specifics because I've never been. So they were founded in 1118 to defend pilgrims on their way to Jerusalem, but we don't have a specific date as to like what actual day. Well, it looks like um yeah, I don't think there's a particular start date, at least that I can see. It just says 1120. I mean, at least we got the year, so that's something. I'm just hanging out here. Everyone wants to jump in the chat to say hello, hit the like button. We're here to chat about Freemasonry. Although, really, for a 1 a.m. stream, we can talk about anything we want. Um, so, anything that you want to talk about, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, by the way. I hope everybody, though, is having a great night. Oh, so you're talking about Knights Templar as in the Masonic Order of Knights Templar. I thought you meant the actual Knights Templar. Yeah, I don't know about the start date of that either, but um, oh, do you stay frequent with the law? I really do not. I mean, I am way behind on knowing anything about the law. So, I wish I could help you out, but I sadly cannot. Obviously, if you do have any legal questions, the key is talk to somebody, talk to, what's the word I want to say? Talk to an actual lawyer, I suppose. Or there's a lot of like free legal clinics as well that you can go to, right? That's one of the really cool things. Thank you, Smokey. I'm going to be sending you the link very shortly for us to join, or for you to join the live stream on the 29th, which is going to be an absolute blast. I cannot wait. Um, but yes, Ryan is very happy to see you. So there is that. Yes, sign off, Texas. You got to get to sleep. Don't keep these crazy late nights like me. I mean, yes, I do not like anything. No, Smokey, you are you are better than that. You don't like don't be that guy, Smokey. You are better than that. You are not someone who would ever ranch. No, Rondo, ranch is gross. And you know it's gross, by the way. I'm convinced everybody here knows that ranch is gross. You're all aware of it and you're choosing, it's like a mass hypnosis thing. It's like that time in the 90s when everybody thought swing music was good. Even though we all know swing music is not good. Or it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like that time in the 80s where every dude thought he looked good if he had his hair out to like here and then with like a bunch of hair dye, or not hair dye, but hairspray. I had a mohawk. So, I mean, Smokey, the fact that you would have a mohawk tells me that you have bad judgment, which tells me that yes, it makes sense that you would like ranch, right? Anybody who has a mohawk, it makes sense to me that you would be a fan of ranch, which does scare me quite a bit, the fact that you'd be a fan of ranch. And have a mohawk. That's two strikes against you, Smokey. Like, I don't know about this situation at all or how well we're going to proceed. Um, but you say mohawk, but then you say MAW. Is it mohawk? Is that something different? Um, oh, so I thought maybe it was some type of special type of hairdo that that no one else knew about. Well, I think most First Nations brothers would understand that Mohawk is, in this case, references a hairstyle. Now, I would say there are some people who can pull off the Mohawk hairstyle, but it's rare. It's very rare that they could pull it off. because I've seen a lot of people with a mohawk. I will say the one mohawk that I thought looked decent was in Cobra Kai. I've been watching that. I've been watching that um, show recently, going over the clips. It's a pretty decent mohawk that the Hawk character has. So there's that. I mean, I'm trying to make this my work, so please support me by going to Patreon. And if you do that, then that can help me out. But I consider this my work. I consider Freemasonry my work. So that is true. I mean, I was just kidding. I have no real opinion on the Mohawk at all, one way or the other. I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted long hair very badly, and my mom refused to let me get long hair. My dad had it when he was younger, and I saw the pictures of it, and I always made fun of him for having that long hair. But, I was just kidding. I have no issues with any type of hairstyle. It's your hair, you do what you please. I do have an issue though with ranch on pizza or ranch on anything. That's not right. I have not. I know I have to watch it. Well, I guess I have 2 days to watch it. I have to watch it either tomorrow or the next day. No, Rondo. This one I cannot accept. I can accept a mohawk, obviously. I can accept any type of hair that you so desire, but I will not accept ranch as being good. It's simply not. All right. No worries, Smokey, though. Thank you for being here. I'm just hanging out, waiting to see who jumps on the chat to say hello. Tomorrow, I'm going to have specific discussions. Actually, going to talk about some Masonic scripts I'm working on. But in the meantime, for today, it's just a hangout time. So, oops, I got to log in at this at some point. So, Rondo, though, how is it going for you? I hope that you are doing well. I hope you're looking forward to your Labor Day long weekend. Let me know if there's anything happening on your neck of the woods. Ugh, gotta find my this code now. Here it is. Good. Anything exciting coming up for you? Trying to just so we can create this thing. Dog sitting is awesome. What type of dogs? I used to really enjoy dog sitting for my friends because they had a Netflix account, which always made me happy. So, we're just going to wait a few more minutes. We're going to see if anybody else joins, and we'll just keep going. All right, guys, I think we'll end this stream. It's been about an hour. Thank you so much. Please take a moment and hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you guys have a small game. Oh, so probably a feist. I'm assuming like an energetic dog or a super like feisty dog. Very cool. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. I guess today, technically 1 p.m. I know what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be really interesting. I'm going to try to crowdsource this up a little bit, me and my script. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Have a great day and bye for now. Or great night. Get yourself to sleep. I'll see y'all soon.